Hello everyone. So our today's topic is the understanding accessibility, WCAG 2.1 guidelines. So first thing is what is actually WCAG? WCAG is Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, and this is actually a guideline for everyone, uh, mostly those people who are not, equally understandable to the normal people. Like, some people have vision, uh, problem. Some people have hearing problem. Some people cannot see. They have, you know, um, some people have listening problem. So, um, but on the web, all the people are here and they see everything. They want to do everything. There are large number of people out there who want to, have this uh, accessibility uh, to, enjoy those things. So when we are browsing internet or anything, so but the people, everyone thought that, those things are not for them. So in 1998, uh, W3 organization came to an agreement that they will create these guidelines for everyone, where they'll be able to use it for everyone. And in 1998, they have published the first rule, WCAG 1.1, and from then actually it's going on. And in 2024, WCAG 2.0 was there, and in 2018, from 2018, WCAG 2.1 is going on, and WCAG 2.2 was about to publish in December 2022, but somehow they have postponed it to 2023. So WCAG 2.2 is about to release, but there is no issue because WCAG 2.1 and 2.2 is almost the same, except two rules. So this is WCAG, and why WCAG is important? WCAG is important very much because for web is actually for everyone. We want to browse the web, we want to use the web, and there are, like, compare it with a family. In your family members there are five people, but five people is not equally understandable. But you don't want anyone to left behind, right? You want to go with everyone, you want to make them understand, you want to make them enjoy. So if we feel like, we'll just create our website for certain amount of people, then uh, we are actually focusing for some people, but some people are lacking behind. We are not going with them. But if we see the positive side of this WCAG, there's a lot of things. Uh, there are a large number of people out there. We can enlarge our business. We can go with the law, and there are a lot of extra possibilities out there also. So some people are actually also get confused with, you know, why, what is actually WCAG and what is ADA. So WCAG and ADA is actually the same, but with different organization and different laws. ADA is American Disability Act. Actually, it was not there before. Actually, it was only for American disabled people, and it was actually for working purpose and out there. But they have come to an understanding recently that actually web is also a part of the the work, and they need to have these accesses also. So they have implemented these ADA rules for web also. but America did not publish any guidelines for this, that what kind of rules they need to follow, what kind of rules company need to follow. But American, law firms and court, or in some of the cases, they have mentioned that they need to follow the WCAG guidelines. So WCAG guidelines are the technical guidelines for ADA, but with different companies, different organization. And WCAG guidelines is being followed by more than 20 plus countries officially. If you don't follow their guidelines, then you have to face lot of consequences, like your company maybe go through a legal problem with the government, and we don't want to face that kind of issues. Also, America has the same kind of rules. They need to follow the ADA guidelines, but they are not strictly monitoring it. But those sites who have a lot of government kind of accesses, lot of public access, those are mandatory to be followed with ADA guidelines. So these are the comparison what I have talked about. I'll share this presentation file with you. You can check out this and read it out. So what is the structure of WCAG guidelines? WCAG guidelines have four principles: uh, perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. With these four principles, they have created all the rules. And with these rules, actually in WCAG 2.1, there are 13 primary rules where we need to maintain the standard where our website has to follow. And actually this is not 13 guidelines, there are total of 78 criteria of them. So in total 78 places we need to take care of everything for the web, where our web content has to be standardized. With this 78 guidelines, they have listed this guideline uh, certification into three categories: level A, level double A, and level triple A. So definitely, you can understand level A is the base standard. It has to have this minimum standard, and with this minimum standard, you have to follow 25 rules. Minimum, you have to match with this 25 rules. And if you want to achieve this double A, you have to, you know, you know, add more 13 rules to with previous 25 to total 38 rules. And if you want to achieve triple A standard, there are more 40 plus rules you have to match with. Usually it's almost impossible for those sites who have a lot of informations, lot of contents, because lot of contents have lot of security issues also. We cannot make our security very easy. So this is the standard licensing for everyone, for any kind of sites, government sites or anything, double A. So we'll be talking about the guidelines with double standard. So if you go to this website, you will find you know these rules, where you will find the level of these rules. If you want to maintain a rule, maintain the rule, then you have to follow all the level A kind of rules to match with level A. And if you match with double A, then you have to match with all double A and A. And if you match with triple A, then you have to maintain all these rules out there. But how we are thinking, this activity is not that, tough, not that uh, tough. So let me go with the rules and you will come to an understanding. So the first rule, 1.1, perceivable. What is perceivable? Uh, is, like you can see, your content has to be accessible. Like everyone need to access them. So your text, when they will see your text on the website, any website, it has to have alternative text. Like, how people will, go your site who have vision impairment. Like, let me go with our SJ Innovation site, anything. So when they will go to this site and they will try to, use our keyboard to navigate them, or, they will use a plugin for listening to the website. By clicking on them, they will click tab, and then this, you can see the highlight button. It will talk back. It will give us a audio feedback, that what is this thing actually. Then while I will, hover over this Facebook icon, it should say Facebook icon. So, but how it will come up? Developers have to put that alternative text to that image or content. Like if there is an image, then this image has to have a alternate text, saying a two-person is holding gear. And the title is Do Great Things Together. So this is text alternative. So like, how blind people or who have listening problem or anything, they will see, they will understand the content. So second point is time-based media. So what is time-based media? Time-based media means any content that have any kind of animation or anything. It has to have, you know pause and play option, because some, who what kind of content have less, more than 5 seconds of animation, they have to give a option that they can pause and play. Like, there's an animation of any GIF image that continuously in a loop, it's going on and going on. But uh, some people have, seizure problem. Some people have, concentration problem. So while that will happening, they will not be able to concentrate. So there will be alternative option for those time-based media. They need to give an option for pause and play. Third rule is 1.3, adaptable. So adaptable means your content have to be in a way, then while you will change your device, like from a laptop to a tab to a mobile, it has to have all the information those were in your laptop. It should not lose the content. It should be adaptable. But we definitely know that while after going from a website, if we go to a mobile, definitely our contents are losing. Over here we can see, a lot of things we cannot see, right? But we have to try that all the information were in the laptop on the desktop view, all the information are there. Like, we can see everything is there, but few things are not there. What are the things not there? Our menu section was not there. But we have to give this option so they can navigate through this menu section as well. So this how we have to make our site adaptable. So fourth option is distinguishable. So what is distinguishable? Your content has to have that ability that it can be separated from the background. How is that? Uh, if we see, we have a text here and we can select them, and there is, the image behind is darker. So we can separate out this image. And for web accessibility, it's highly recommended that where we can use the text, we should use the text, not the image of a text. And this is not only about the text only, they are saying about the background content and the background. It can be a audible where music out there, or and a speech out there. So your speech and the audio, background volume should be in a way that your speech is higher than 20 decibel than the background music. This way, we have to make sure that who have hearing problem, they will be able to listen to this audio, and who have problem with uh, seeing this content, they can see highlight, or they can do certain things with the content. So some certain plugins will help them out with their content. So this is the principle. Second principle have 5 rules for AA standard. Uh, so first rule for this operable is 2.1 keyboard accessible. So what is keyboard accessible? Think of, you don't have a mouse, you don't have a touch screen, you only have this keyboard, and you want to enjoy the full component or full possibilities of your website. So your website has to have this ability that if anyone wants to use their keyboard only to navigate to a site, they has to have that ability. And it has to be, you know, you have to build it that way. So, tagging them, titling them, and, text alternative, all text also you need to put. Those things you have to give that your site, while they will go through the keyboard, they will use the tab button, and it has to have that option that they can browse it without the mouse. Second option is for operable. There are I can see, there are a lot of GIF animations, videos. So, in our website, mostly we see there are, what I call this banner image, a carousel is there. Most of the website we can see with a carousel. So what happens over there? We'll put lot of information over the banner, and we give a time for 2 seconds or 3 seconds to root them out, and we change it automatically, right? But we have to make sure we give those carousel enough time that who are disabled people, they can also read the content and it changes. Even for those videos, it should be that way that while you are giving any instruction or anything, you are taking enough time to make them understand. You are not making it very fast that most people will not understand, or who have, who are disabled people, they don't understand. So you have to make your content that way. So our third rule for operable is seizures and physical reactions. So your website has to have you have to design this way that not cause any seizures. So how seizures happens? In Japan, there's a very popular, animation cartoon was there, Pokemon. So why in Pokemon in Japan probably uh, 1996 there was a uh, episode over there while one Pokemon was going too much and there was too much lightning in the screen. So what happened with this scene only? More than 600 is children had seizure problem. They had to hospitalized for that. So you can see, who have who are sensitive people, like who have eye sensitivity, uh, uh, who are elderly people, they cannot tolerate much things for their eyes. So while you are giving any animation or anything to your website, you have to take care of that, that it knows it doesn't make them uncomfortable to your eyes. It has to be designed in a way that it's calm and nice. It not create seizure or physical reaction by watching it. So our next rule is navigatable. So how we can make sure that our website is navigatable? uh, well, while we are designing our site, this is a website, and from our side, if I am a designer, what I can do, I can make this menu section hide from here, and I can give a button over here, and you know just give a menu icon and leave it over there. Then it will be much cleaner site. But actually we cannot do that. We have to build our site in a way that it's standard. It is consistent with other websites, that people can go to that site and understand themselves that what we are trying to convey them. It has to be navigatable in a way that it's very easy for them to use. So you have to follow the standard content rules. So our next rule is 2.5, input modalities. So what is this? Like before, I was talking more about keyboard accessibility, like how we can with keyboard we can use our site. But now they are saying without keyboard also your site has to have that ability that it can be browsed, like who have a mouse, who have a touch screen, who have a touchpad. So those things, with those things only, your site has to be operatable. It has to have that ability that all the input devices are supported. So our next key rule is understandable. So For understandable, first rule is 3.1 readable. So how we can make our content understandable? So on the website, we have to make our website in a way that all the text I'm using, all the content I'm using, it is very easy to understand. That a uh, a teen people or young people who are out there, they also understand our content, our text, what we are trying to convey, not a technical kind of language that they don't understand. Like consider, if I just type here, BGB refers to developers. So what is BGB? Most of the people will not understand that, right? So for BGB, you have to abbreviate full sentence like Border Guard of Bangladesh, like that. So if you say just NASA or WCAG or anything, uh, you have to explain them well, that what is that content actually. So our second rule is predictable. Like I was, telling before with that accessibility thing, your content has to be predictable. So they can predict what is your logo icon is, what is your, get developers now button, what is your, where is the others icons, where you are putting your social media icons. So it has to have the ability of predicting things. Like, few people take the advantage of this and build a site where they feel like this is something else and they give something else. Like, while you are go to a torrent site or somewhere where there will be a lot of biases, pirated sites, you will see a lot of advertisement over there. Click here to download. Actually, it's a not download button. They are trying to go to their, navigate you to their site and, brainwash you. So they are giving an option that is not that. But for a real site, it is mandatory that your content have a standard procedure that people understands what is there actually, not what you are, just given. It has to have that, option that people predict things. So our third rule is input access, uh, input assistance. So how we can give this input assistance? So feel like if we go to a site and they are doing a mistake, so what can we do? We can give them an option that where, uh, we make their mistake easy for them. Like while we are typing anything and this is not right, like for email, if I type anything and uh, go outside, then it's giving us an option that email must be formatted correctly. So we are guiding them not to do any mistake. But what happened if we had a login option like this where email and password out there, but it was not giving us any direction and I have typed it mistakenly, I given an X space and I logged in. Then I had to go through a logging process several times. But if I do this, that we give them a option that where they can understand that they're doing mistakes with additional, this text, these star marks, those that what is mandatory and this kind of thing. While they will hover, it need to pop up that message that what need to be done on the website or add the grammar. So while they are typing it, finds the error and they can correct themselves. So It's easy to people to understand and correct their mistakes. This how we can give them the assistance. So our last, rule for WCAG double A standard is compatible. So how do we make our site compatible? Robust means, for future proof, you can say. So how we will make our website future proof? Technologies are changing, dramatically nowadays. We don't know, after 5 years or 10 years, these things will be there or not. But they're saying that you have to build your website in a way that, while new technologies will come up, it will adapt those changes. Like, while you were, writing the HTML tags, you have to, follow those standard process. Then while they will change to the next version of it, they will know that those, tags are there, and they will consider those rules in mind and build the site. So if you don't follow those certain rules, those don't take care of these areas, then your site will not be compatible for the future. So they are saying, try to make your website future proof. So all these rules actually, this is not a foolproof plan that you will just build one time and it will stay for the whole time. It is constantly updatable, and you need to update your content whenever it's possible. You have to update constantly. That's how actually, it works. So whenever you are doing an improvement, this is good, because we have to keep improving for the content. So there's a I want to ask you guys one small question, like, after listening to my uh, presentation, if I, give you one small quiz, like, if I'm meeting 90% of level A guidelines, 30% of level 2 guidelines, and 20% of level 3A guidelines, which level actually I am, having, which level I am meeting? Is there anyone want to answer it? Volunteer this question. Let me be clear one more time. Uh, you are, meeting all these criteria of level A, 90% of them, 30% of level double A, and 10 to 12% of level triple A. So you are meeting a lot of rules, right? So which level you are meeting? Which kind of certificate you will get? Level A, level double A, or level triple A? Anyone? Guys, am I audible?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess double A. That will be.
Okay. Anyone else?
Think, as per my understanding, it will be level 8 because we made all of the criteria from level 8.
Not all of the criteria, almost all of the criteria.
Yeah, almost all.
90%.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, actually, we are not meeting any of these levels, because as I have told you before, the first rule, uh, where we are giving this instruction, we have told that you have to, maintain everything in level A, then additional 13 for level A. And if you are also meeting the A standard, you have to maintain all these rules of, level A, all of them, 100%. If you are losing any of them, you are not meeting any level. So normally, for level A, without even noticing, we meet around 60 to 70% of them. By taking a little care of few things, we can easily achieve A. It's not a big deal. But with double A, we need to take care of few things. And after that, for triple A, we need to take care of lot of things. Like, if I consider one site where, you have a captcha code. You guys know the captcha code, right? So security issue, we have to type those things. So if a people have vision impairment, how that people, will, use that captcha code? They normally can see the straight, content who are small or curvy. So those captcha codes have very different kind of styling and all. So how they will use this captcha code? How they'll understand how to solve it? So we have to give them a way that, they need to. We have to give them a audible option of that captcha also, that it gives you a audio feedback while it's out there. So there are a lot of things we need to take care of. And for the level 3A, there are more certain things you need to follow while the capture code. So they say if your site have double A standard, it's more than enough actually. So that's how we are not meeting any level if we are not following all the rules. So I have done, few research, and over there I have, added few of the things for them for you. So if you, just read them out, you will come to understand, you know, while you are doing your site, if you ask yourself these questions, that, what about the landmark elements? What are the appropriate headings? Is my site added to a screen, accessible to a screen reader? Then you will solve those problems easily from your side. And to solve these issues, there are a lot of plugins, there are a lot of contents out there. You can use them too.